Mac is back, and today I want to talk about the new commander. Briefly talked about him before, but now that he has been released and we were able to obtain him, I want to get into that. So let's go. So in the events tab, you can see he is going to be able to be unlocked for the free-to-play players. You just click on the icon in here in the events, and there's a 2 days of 2 different days of different events or different things that tasks that you have to complete to get all 10 of the medals. As you can see the line here, I only have 8 of them. I'm working on the other 2. However, I did purchase them just to unlock them, so I'll show you what he's all about. But as you unlock him, there's this chest up here. So once you get, you can get an extra 6,000 blue diamonds from once you have all the different medals. And to do so, for the first one, you have to do have motivation. You need 40,000. Again, this is similar before. I believe it was with Ray, where it's expensive. It's kind of expensive as in like the tasks are not as simple to do. The tasks themselves are simple, but it's going to cost a lot of motivation. That's 40,000, and your speed ups is about 12,000 minutes, which is about 8 days. So you need to have 8 days, which I think most people do at this point. And then on the second day, you have the Weirwood, which you have to do 200 times. So this really depends on how you want to do that. You can, if you're trying to get the elite tokens, then this isn't a bad way to just keep hopefully you have those hearts ready and you're able to use those and get those those elite tokens that way through just blitzing. However, if that's not the case, then maybe I would recommend just trying to get equipment from some of your lords where it only costs six of the hearts instead of the 10 that it normally would. So just something to think about as well. And then one of the more difficult ones is the diamonds. You have to spend 80,000 of blue diamonds. So as you can see, I only have 18,000. I've spent some already because I spend them daily, but I've spent 33,000, but I'm not going to be able to most likely get to that 80,000 mark. As you can see, I have there's 3 days left, 3.5 days left for to be able to get that 80,000, and I probably could get there. Our alliance gets a lot of boxes, enough boxes to be able to get some of those diamonds, but I prefer spending them on the epic tokens, what the biggest one is. So yeah, that's the way to unlock them. So you can see here that there's the very first day has 3, and then the first task, and then there's 2 more here, and the second day same thing, 3 and 2. That gives you a total of 10. So once you get that 10 up there as a free to play, you'll be able to get them, and highly recommend however you want to do it, because this kind of event only happens once. So once this is gone, it's gone. So somehow get those. Hopefully you have the diamonds to spend to be able to do it. If not, I'm not actually sure there's a way without actually putting some money into the game if you don't have, for the 80,000 diamonds. So all right, so here we are with Patelo, I think his name is. I believe it's Spanish, Patelo. Anyway, so you can see he comes in throwing his spear. Very cool animation. Actually, I kind of like it. I like it with the tiger and kind of the way that he's dressed here. You can see he has the that actually looks. So I guess it's supposed to be a tiger, but kind of looks like maybe he's a. Oh, it is a tiger. You can see it from the side a little bit better right there. So I was gonna say maybe he's a Lannister, but yeah, we really don't know who he is. But let's go into here. You can see his specialization. He has, as we had talked about before, at max, when you have him gold, he's going to be 15% health. Total health, you get the spear attack and the infantry attack of 40% apiece. So if you're running a infantry spear or a spear infantry line, this is pretty good. Will he replace one of your commanders in that PvP? Possibly, depending on who you have awakened and how far you have them awakened as well. I would think that he would be able to get in there and do the damage that or replace a commander and actually give you a slight upgrade. As you can see, it says here he's a defensive commander when it comes to like the training grounds or against a rebel leader, but you probably just use him in the training grounds. I'm not sure the rebel leader would do that, or you'd want him in there. Maybe you would, but I would suggest the training grounds at first, because you can see I'm just having him where he is now. I have him at 60 and level 8. he's at 40,000. Actually, he's gray as well, so he's at 40,000. So once that upgrades to that 40,000 health, probably, you know, he maybe gets up to like 60,000 or something close to that. His defense is pretty high for a basic defense of 6,500 at gray, and his 4,000 damage isn't really that much. But having a rating at gray to over 100,000 is actually really, really good. And then we go to his skills, and you can see the first skill is that Tiger's Claw. So attacks a single target 6 times, dealing, you know, about almost 1,800 damage per attack. So if you're talking 6 times, you know, we're gonna be looking at about looks like what about 10,000 damage. So that's really, really good. 10,000. You're talking 10,000 damage on his, and guess what? There's more. You know, every attack has a 40% chance to reduce the enemy's heal effect by 63% for 10 seconds. So basically, it's reducing that healing that maybe Simon is doing, or that Sansa is doing. You know, that maybe Jean is doing. All those ones that have the heals that are doing this, to have those heal effects, that is being reduced by 63%. I'm not sure if this actually increases as you upgrade the level, but if it does, that would be pretty ridiculous. And it has a 40% chance to reduce it, and that's every attack. And you're doing 6. Well, it says every attack. No, so that's, yeah, so every attack. So that means basically that he has six chances to deal 40%. Well, I mean, 6 times 4 is 240%, so it's going to happen twice maybe. But you only need it once. It's only going to activate once, so it's almost guaranteed to go off, and then you get the 10 it's going to happen for 10 seconds to reduce that heal effect. So Simon has always been a big part of the training grounds, and this is going to be, this may be the counter to, he may be the counter to Simon, you know, being in the training grounds. Well, not being in there, just reducing his effect of what he has. Then you have the shield. Shields all allies at the start of the battle, reducing the skill damage by 25% for 15 seconds. So it takes a few seconds to actually get up into battle, especially for the backline ones if you're not a bow. So this maybe is more like a 10 to 12 second reduction, but still 25% skill damage. And it takes a little while for the skill to get off too. So, you know, this is not as great, I guess. It's going to help you probably a little bit, maybe for that, I guess maybe for the very first skill that gets off. So when that first skill gets off, then you get that 25%, be able to live a little bit longer. So it's just a reduction. So it's kind of similar to maybe like a Marjorie with her shield that she puts up, or even what's the little guy, this guy right here. I mean, I'm thinking that Egbert's gonna be similar to him too, with his obviously is a much larger. Well, I mean, he's doing the damage reduction. The other one's doing a reduction too. So it depends on how much damage. This is a lot. This is going to do a lot, protect you a lot more than his 25%, because the attacks are usually not that big. But if it's a skill damage, so for instance, say it's Julian. Julian does what, like 25? Gosh, he does a lot with his damage. Yeah, 23,000, and I don't have him maxed out yet. With the max awakened, I should say. But at 23,000 damage, you're reducing that by, well, 10% would be 2,300. So 6,000. Yeah, so about 8,000 ish is about what that reduction would be. So you take 8,000 off of that. So that's actually quite significant. The damage reduction that you're getting from him. So. And that's that's at the start of the battle. So the very first one that Julian does, it reduces that. Every 3 attacks, it reduces 300 strategy points and skill effect for 2 enemy units in the back row for 10 seconds. So it's, I guess, reducing those back row, the chance to get their for their strategy to get their skill off. So if that's the case, then this skill could wear off after 15 seconds, and this one reduces it to them as well. So who knows if they even get their skill off at all? But this could be kind of counter to this in a sense, because if they're delaying that skill to get off, this 15 seconds expires, then this 300, then they'll get their skill off and you'll get the full damage to it. So that could be counter to that a little bit. Just I'd have to look at that and see exactly how that works. And then you get another You know, so basically the base defense is over 10,000, almost 11,000 actually. So he'll be a really good you know, tanky commander, very tanky with 11,000 base. So I think that's really good. I wonder what, when they awaken him, or if they do, what it'll be like, and also when you get him to fully gold, what he'll be like as well. But let's go over the Tavern and check that out. All right, so in the Tavern, you can see he has a 5, and I repeat, 5 combat rating, and that combat rating is obviously without the out being awakened. So once he is awakened, he'll be 6 and get you another point as well. Plus, he does the leadership, is what you want. So these are the 2 stats that you want, that you're coveting in the Tavern here. You know, so if you get you're talking 5, you know, 5 combat rating, and there's 20 levels. That's 200 roughly. Like 5 times, yeah, it's about. Oh, I'm sorry, it's about 100. But it's going to increase its significance. It's going to be something pretty ridiculous. Definitely get him. Definitely get the increase him as much as you can. And it doesn't really say. It says it's fated to belong to me. Doesn't really tell you what he takes, you know, in here. So you kind of have to experiment with that. But I have, and others have as well. And it's he takes weapons. So just remember that you want to give him weapons. So once you have saved up some weapons, throw them in there. Get him up to the, you know, once you unlock him, get him up to 20. He's level 20 as fast as you can. I only have him to 6 because I didn't have that many, but I'll get him there eventually. So get him up as fast as you can in the in regards to because of the combat rate, and also the leadership, because the leadership increases that army size and that rally size, as you can see. Obviously, combat rate is probably more important, but you know, there's argument to say that it isn't, because you know, increasing your army size will increase that you know, will increase your you know, your power as well, and your ability to attack. So that's just something to look at, and make sure that you get in here and do that. So that's pretty much all for him. If you have any questions, comments, like I said, always send me a PM or comment, and I'll get back to you. Until next time, Mac out.